Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I apologize. I'm not going to be able to do the deck profile in real life. I'm missing a couple cards like the Geargia Augurs. I mean, I'm not going to pay 30 bucks for 3 Geargia Augurs because that's the only thing I want from the Machina Rampage Geargia, the Geargia Structure deck. And I'm missing the card carry monsters and the rarity that I want. I want ultis. I want a YOLO swag with ultis. But nonetheless, I'm going to be giving you guys the Geargia, the card carry Geargia deck profile, as well as the Geargia deck profile. So I hope you guys enjoy. For monsters, we're running 22 of them. 1 Machina Fortress, 1 Redox, 1 Machina Gear Frame, 3 Geargia Arsenal, 3 Geargia Accelerator, 2 Geargia Armor, 2 Watchdog, 2 Ancient Gearbox, 3 Geargia Augur, Birdman, and Nespashi. As for spells, 1 Soul Charge, 3 Machine Dupe, 2 Forbidden Lance, or I'm sorry, 2 Machine Dupe, 2 Forbidden Lance, 2 Trap Stun, 2 Phoenix Wing Blast, 2 Breakthrough Skill, 1 Compulse, double Vanity's Emptiness, and 3 Chains. For extra deck, Star Eater, Leo, double Beret, Doe, double Beret, Black Rose, Felgrand, Draco Sack, Big Eye, double Geargia and X, 101 Castell. For side deck, double Psycho Reader, double Maxi, double Typhoon, or triple Typhoon, DeFi, Macro, Gozen, Soul Drain, double Stygian, and double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Now, this deck is extremely simple when you break it down into specific parts, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing to help you guys understand how to play this deck. First, you got to use the Geargia aspect for the Geargia aspect. Geargia's build so much advantage over time if left unchecked. If Geargia Armor does not get checked, then you will build so much advantage through him. But normally when you play Geargia, the only card that you really want to add is the Accelerator, because the other ones really don't do much. Accelerator at least gets you a free X-Seed without normal summoning. So I thought I should splash in a couple of other things to make the deck pop a lot. Granted, the Accelerator combo does extremely nice. That's why Geargias on their own are just so good. But I wanted to add, like I said, a lot of pop. The Augurs are basically a Stratos to the deck, and the really interesting thing about Augur is that it's machine duplicable, and that's why I really wanted to run the Karakiri Machina route, is really because of machine duplication, because this is machine duplicable, the Ancient Gearboxes are machine duplicable, the Karakiri Strategists are machine duplicable, and it provides so many strategies. For example, this is a strategy somebody told me that, I mean, it's, if you guys wanted to run it, I would not even knock you because it's that good. What you would do is that first you'd have to drop, where's my Master of Blades? I'm actually running 1 Master of Blades. You would drop Master of Blades, and you would drop Star Eater, you would add Beret, and you would add a Draco Sack. And the combo goes, you normal summon Geargia Augur. Augur adds the Geargia Accelerator. You special summon Accelerator. And then you machine dupe the Augur. Now you're going to have 3 Augurs and 1 Accelerator on the field. After that, you make Geargia and X. Geargia and X add ally, or Gen X ally a Birdman. Whatever you do, do not use Accelerator to make the Geargia and X, because you're going to bounce the Accelerator back, special summon Birdman, and then special summon the Accelerator. From there, you're going to synchro into your first Beret. The first Beret is going to special summon Nespashi to make your second Beret. Your second Beret is going to make Sizen. You're going to use those first 2 Berets to make Draco Sack. Draco Sack is going to make 2 tokens, and with one of those tokens, you're going to make your third Beret. Then special summon your last Watchdog. Your Watchdog is going to make any level 7 synchro, whether it's a Landois, it doesn't matter. It can be the Black Rose that I'm using right now. And your end result will be 2 Draco Sacks, a Geargia and X, and you're going to have some cards in hand as well as 2 tokens on the field. Now that is an amazing board, and the only thing I have to do is take out the number 74 Master of Blades and the Star Eater to effectively make that combo very relevant. My normal combo is to flip, abuse Geargia Armor, gain enough advantage. Normally, if I draw all 3, or if I get some form of all 3 Accelerators with Geargia Armor on the field, I win, because I can just flip up Geargia Armor, special summon 3 Accelerators, normal summon Nespashi, and then just go make crazy, stupid synchro plays. Keep in mind that you can flip Geargia Armor face up, add a Geargia Accelerator, then flip it back face down, and normal summon Nespashi. Nespashi forces Geargia Armor to flip face up, and then add another Accelerator. So there's some really good plays with that. That's actually one of my personal favorites, and if you have Redox in your hand, it just gets even more fun from there. The deck is really good. It's really getting on my nerves that I don't have Master of Blades in here. Master of Blades. There you go. The deck is really good. And if you guys haven't caught on, those 4 card carry monsters are there just for pop. I normally use them to make just some extremely good plays with the deck, while card carry Watchdog definitely isn't the one that I want to open. I mean, if I open him, it's fine. I can probably make a rank 4 exceed with him. He has a little bit more utility. If I ever wanted to open a Karakree monster, it will be Strategist because of the Geargia armor combo, and it's just a really, really good thing. Like, these 4 cards makes the deck completely different just because it allows you to place so many monsters on a board at a given time that can, more often than not, you're OTKing your opponent. That's basically why the Karakuris and the Geargias are there and mashed together. The reasoning behind double Ancient Gearbox. First, Ancient Gearbox is Machina Fortress food, it's Redox food, it's Phoenix Wing Blast food, it's machine dupable, so why not? I mean, I felt, why shouldn't I be running at least 2 of them? I mean, if push comes to shove and I open them, I can always discard them from them, and if I add it back with Geargia armor, or Geargia and X, I can still add whatever I want for my deck to my hand. Another huge reason why Ancient Gearbox is in here is because it really does feed Machina Fortress. Let's say if I add Ancient Gearbox to my hand through Geargia and X, and you know, I know I have dead augurs in my hand, or in my deck. I know I have dead arsenals in my deck. This card allows me to bring them from my deck to my hand to use them for food for cards like Phoenix Wing Blast, Machina Fortress, and Redox. I mean, it's just really, really good in that aspect. I mean, that it has 2,000 defense. I mean, it's just not really a bad card. I normally, after we finish siding, if I know my opponent's siding, no mana crossouts, or, you know, just something to stop Geargias, I normally bluff with the Ancient Gearbox. They always fall for it, and then I just go, okay, now I can do whatever I want, and then continue on air. You kind of have to play it like you play Gravekeepers. As for Soul Charge, to be honest with you, I could really do without Soul Charge. If you wanted to be like that freaky, you can drop the Soul Charge and just play 3 Machine Duplication, or you could just drop the Soul Charge and play 3 Lance and call it a day. Soul Charge isn't like, oh my god. I mean, but it is nice for making certain plays. It's just not amazing. 3 Trap Stun. I don't want to be interrupted on my plays. I feel that if you ever get caught with a Vanity's Emptiness and stuff, granted this deck does play Vanity's Emptiness, and you can play around Vanity's Emptiness extremely well, but if I get caught with all 3 accelerators and Sizen on the field, and my opponent flips up Vanities, then, I mean, it's not 100% rough, but it's pretty rough. I don't want to be caught with that. So normally, the great thing is a lot of people don't play Solemns and Blackhorns anymore. I can normally wait until my opponent activates cards like Vanity's Emptiness and then trap stun them. But if you guys don't know who you're playing against, it's normally safe. Just trap stun them before you do anything. Or if you know you're playing against Burning Abyss, you might want to trap stun them on the Phoenix Wing Blast, because if you trap stun them before, they're just like, duh, Phoenix Wing Blast or Karma Cut, and just get rid of your card and make your trap stun practically useless. So you have to play this card really skilled. Phoenix Wing Blast is for obvious reasons. There's times where you draw dead cards in your hand. Like I said, Sizen is not the best card to draw. It's sometimes more than often than not dead. In Ancient Gearbox, if you draw it, you can always pitch it and then just add it back. So I felt that Phoenix Wing Blast was really good. If I really wanted to do something spectacular, I'd probably drop the Gearbox, the Soul Charge, and maybe just add Karma Cuts or Phoenix Wing Blast, because I'm completely in love with this card in this deck because it works on so many levels. As long as you keep on adding Ancient Gearbox to add another monster from your deck to your hand, you thin your deck out and you give Phoenix Wing Blast a target or her Karma Cuts a target. It's almost like running freaking Burning Abyss, except you don't gain effects from discarding. You just gain a lot of advantage through the effect. Double Breakthrough Skill is for Winda, any Floodgate type monster. Compulse, I felt, is the best of the Trinity right now. I feel that Bottomless doesn't do anything against the opponent. Burning Abyss, just say, okay, thank you. You just wasted a trap card. There's nothing you can Bottomless. And then Shadows, they have Shadow Winda, which is genuinely my only threat against them. Vanity's Emptiness, I probably would drop the Compulse for a third Vanity's Emptiness or a Wing Blast or a Karma Card or something just because. But Vanity's Emptiness is a really good card. Normally, when I turn it on, I have something like Double Beret, Double Burrito on the field, or maybe even Dracosac Felgrand, which I can make very easily. So Dracosac Felgrand with a Vanity's Emptiness on the field is basically GG no re. I mean, there's nothing else the opponent can do after that. And then Triple Fiendish Chain, because I don't want my opponent to attack, and I still love to negate effects. The extra deck can really be moved around a lot. The cards that you guys don't necessarily need in here would be Star Eater, Black Rose, Felgrand, kind of, I mean, like, you'll regret going double beret and then not making Felgrand because Felgrand's just that awesome. But you could not play Felgrand and get away with it. 74, I feel, is more important than Big Eye. So I'd put 74 over Big Eye just because a lot of things target nowadays. And because 101, actually not Castell. Castell gets over a lot of stuff, stupid stuff that the opponent will play against you. But you can go without 101. Those are the cards that you can use to flex for any cards like maybe Crimson Blader if your meta is heavy with like Light Sworns and decks that synchro a lot and all that other shit. But you can substitute a lot with the extra deck. It's genuinely dependent on how you want to play the deck. And that's what I love about Karakuri Geargia, is that your extra deck can be so diverse. You can play so many different cards in the extra deck. As for the sideboard, more often than not, if I'm playing Nutella Knight, I side in the Ally Justice Cycle Reader. It's very searchable through Geargia and X and Stingy and Dirges. For Shadows, I play like the DeFi, Macro, Soul Chain, Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. For Rogue, 10 they like to special summon, I play Maxis. For, you know, decks that like to just shut me down, I side in the Typhoons. It really all depends on what my opponent is playing. The only reason why I'm only playing one Gozen match is because all the meta decks kind of like are unaffected by Gozen match and Rivalry. I was thinking about actually dropping a Typhoon and running one Gozen match and one Rivalry just in case, but I mean, it's really up to you guys. That's basically the Geargia Karakuri deck profile. Let me show you guys the Geargia deck profile, which is sideboard would be the exact same. I don't think I would change a damn thing, but the only genuine difference is that you drop the Karakuri. You drop the Karakuris. I still run practically about the same thing. You could drop the Ancient Gearbox. You could drop the Machine Dupes. But I just personally would not. Actually, I would probably drop the Ancient Gearbox for another MK2. I don't run MK3 or any of that other crap. I just don't feel a need for it. MK2? No? Okay, I just don't feel the need for any of it. Don't get me wrong, like, they're good cards, but it's like, I just don't, it's not really necessary. This one actually is kind of trash to me, and then the other one, like, is just, I can turn the level 3 monster to a level 4 monster. I mean, that's great and all, but I'd rather just exceed with a level 3 monster, you know, do something with the level 3 monster that'll be useful. This particular build plays on just shutting down the opponent. You really just gain advantage through Geargia armor. Shut down the opponent, cock block with a whole bunch of traps. If you go off with Geargia gear, you probably win. The Fortress concept I really like in Geargia's now because it does get over Shadow Winda and a lot of other threats. But that's really basically about it. Keep in mind when your opponent targets Machine of Fortress, you can look at their hand. I mean, if I'm discarding Shadow monsters, that's fine. If they have a handful of Shadow monsters, that means they're not going to win anyways. But if I'm hitting cards like freaking Shadow Fusion or, you know, just Phoenix Willing Blast, just small stuff, just because they targeted my Machine of Fortress, I'm great with that. And also, when it's destroy by battle, I can still destroy a card on the field. It doesn't have to be a monster. I can destroy a card. So I can just go for back row and then, you know, force them to use the back row or force them to whatever and then continue on with my play. I really think Machine of Fortress will really shine into this format. There's really nothing else much to talk about the Geargia deck profile. It's practically the same. I'll try to get YDKs down in the description. But other than that, thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, enjoy, fellas.